Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So first of all, so sorry that it's been a little while since I've uploaded a video. I am in the process of selling our house, and so if you've ever sold a house before, you know you have to have it staged and set up for showings, and that means that I can't have all my mess of makeup and lights and all of that up in this room, so I have to break it down and pull it back out and set everything up every time I want to film a video, so it gets a little difficult to find time to do that, especially with the kids and work and all that stuff. So if the next month or so, I'll probably be doing about one video a week, definitely probably not more than that, but if I ever go a week and a half, just please be patient with me and bear with me. The reason why is just because we're in a really crazy time of our life right now, but we will get through it and we will get settled, and I'll be back to uploading 2 videos per week. So thank you guys for sticking with me on that. But for today, I am recreating a makeup look that I saw on Gigi Hadid's Instagram feed. I am pretty much obsessed with her. I think her and Jennifer Lopez are the most beautiful women in the world. That is what I think. And anyway, I am always just so in awe of her makeup because, well, one, she's always having it done by a celebrity makeup artist, right? It's not actually her doing her makeup, but she's so versatile. I mean, she looks amazing in all different types of makeup looks. This one I felt was very something that I could translate well for like myself, something that I could wear and it would look good and it wouldn't look too runway or too editorial, which a lot of her makeup looks kind of look that way. But it's just a really matte, it's all matte shades. It's warm, dark, chocolatey brown smoky eye. I have a bit more lashes than she did, and in the photo I just like a little bit more lashes, but I tried to really stick very closely to the look that I saw on her Instagram. So if you want to learn how to get this makeup look, then just keep on watching. I will say, you know, even though the eyes are really matte, I do have quite a glow right here on the cheeks, and then something here in the inner corner is a little bit of a glow, but everything else is pretty matte. So, including the lips. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get started right into the tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, let's get started. So first, I'm gonna pull this hair back, this crazy mane. Then I'm gonna prime my skin. I'm using the Nude Progenius Rescue Oil. I got this in a Sephora Play box and I'm really liking it. Her skin looks really youthful and glowy and dewy, so I wanted to use an oil versus a traditional lotion moisturizer to give me that effect. Then I'm gonna mix these 2 foundation shades. It's the Face Atelier Pro Ultra Foundation. It's actually just called the Ultra Foundation, but I have it in the Pro size, which is a smaller size. I have it in shades 4 and 6. Guys, this is one of the prettiest foundations that I know of. I've had this in my kit for years. I use this on a lot of brides because it has the most beautiful natural finish. So it's not super dewy or glowy, but it's definitely not matte. It has like a very natural satin finish. Oh my gosh, it just makes the skin look very healthy, very supple, but it holds up well. So I'm using that first. Then I'm gonna put concealer. I'm using the MAC Prolongwear in NW20 under these tired eyes. Look at how dark my circles are. I'm not sleeping lately, and I just kind of have accepted that this is probably going to be my situation for the next 2 years, and then I will sleep. I'm using a beauty blender to really apply this into my skin, and I'm taking my time to really work that product because it is a thicker product and I don't want it to be too heavy under the eyes. Then I'm going to set it with the Marc Jacobs highlight powder. This is the Palette 40 Mirage Filter. It's a most beautiful highlight shade. I think it really does minimize the appearance of like pores, fine lines. It makes everything look really smooth. Then I'm setting everything with the MAC Prep and Prime powder. This isn't my favorite powder, it's just one that I grabbed. For bronzer, I'm going to keep the bronzer really light because in Gigi's photo, she doesn't have a lot of contour going on. There's not a whole lot of stuff going on with her skin aside from just coverage and beautiful flawless skin. There's not a heavy contour, there's not a lot of blush, so I'm going to keep my bronzer pretty light. This is the Bobbi Brown bronzer in the shade Golden Light. I'm just going to wisp a little bit around my hairline, and I'm using a really soft what is this called? A stipple brush to apply it. For the eyeshadow, I'm using this palette by the Balm Cosmetics Meet Matte Nude, and I'm using this shade. It's called Matte Sing. I think it's what it's called, and I'm pretty much going to just buff this all over the eye. I'm really working this into my crease and buffing it up, and then I'm going to work whatever's left on my brush onto the lid. I'm going to take my time with this. This shade is a really pretty, just warm, kind of peachy with a pink undertone. It's really gorgeous shade. This palette, when you first glance at it, it's not the most like interesting palette. The shades alone don't look like anything special, but it's actually a really great palette. I'd highly recommend this palette. For the inner corner, I'm using the shade Matte Malloy, which is the bright white in this for the inner corner, and then I'm taking this really like reddish brick brown color. It's called Matte Rosen, and I'm applying this in my outer corner, and I'm blending pretty much on most of the lid. I'm pretty much taking this all the way over the lid, except with the exception of the inner corner. This eye look is not really about, like, I'm using a couple different shades, but I'm not going for the look where it's lighter and then it gradually gets darker. I'm pretty much just layering these eyeshadows directly on top of one another to create the effect that I'm going for. And I'm using a smaller blending brush for this, something that I can control a little bit more. So I'm starting in the outer corner, and then I'm just softly blending inward. So take your time. Even though this look looks pretty simple, I did spend a lot of time blending these shades together. And I'm taking it pretty far over in the like inner corner, kind of where the side of my nose is, the bridge of my nose, because she has that smoky effect. So I am grabbing the shade by Bobbi Brown. It's called Toast, and I'm just basically going on top of everything I've done with this. I found that the shadows turned a little like plummy on me, and I really wanted them to stay orange. So I'm taking this shade Toast, and I'm not being too careful. I'm basically going completely over everything I've done with it to really warm it up, make it a little more orange. For a liner, I'm using the KatVonD eyeliner pen. It's just the black one. I just have a little sample I got from Sephora in the VIB points. I'm really loving these liners. So I know I've said I'm not a big wing kind of girl with my liner, but lately I've been loving a little bit of a wing. So that's what I'm doing here. For brows, I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Duo. I'm using the shade Medium Brown to fill in my eyebrows. So actually, my favorite brow product at the moment is the Brow Definer by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the newer brow product that she has. It's like a pencil, but it's like a thicker wax. I am totally loving that to fill in my brows. I didn't have it nearby when I filmed this video, so I went with the Brow Duo, but that has been my go-to brow product. Now for the brow highlight, I'm mixing those two shades. It's like the really white one, and then it's the yellow one, which is Matte Lombardi. It's just, I'm mixing the two together because her brow highlight is very subtle. It's not bright and white and stark, but I was afraid that the yellow was going to be too dark, so I just mixed the two to give me the exact shade that I wanted. For lashes, these are the Kiss Blooming Lashes in Peony. So these are a little bit more fuller than Gigi actually has in her photo, but I like a lot of lash, so I decided to go for it. For blush, like I said, she has super subtle blush on the cheeks. I'm just using this shade by Benefit. It's the lightest pink in the palette. I think it's Dandelion. I don't know. I'll have it in the description box below. But I'm keeping the blush super soft, which is hard for me to do because I like a lot of blush. She does have a lot of highlight going on though, so I did grab my Champagne Pop by Becca, and I am letting myself have it with that highlighter. As you can tell, if you like a lot of highlight, this is the product for you. If you like a very subtle, natural looking highlight, not so much. But Gigi has a lot of that going on. I also took Champagne Pop and put it in the inner corner of my eye because in the photo you can clearly see she has a very strong highlight there. For the lower lash line, I'm taking this, it's like an eye crayon by Bobbi Brown. I'll have the name of it down below, but it's basically like a cream eyeliner stick. So you can use it as shadow. I like to use it as primer on my lower lash line. You can see in this picture that she has a very like dramatic smoky line down there. So I want to have something creamy that's going to grab the shadows first. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer all those shades I used on my eye. I'm going to layer them on my lower lash line from lightest to darkest. So that's what I'm doing now. And I'm taking the darkest shade with a more defined brush, like a really small angled brush, and I'm going to go over all the shadow with that so that it's really dark right at the root of my lashes, but I can control where that goes by using a smaller brush. Then I'm taking a big fat blending brush and I'm just going to go over everything I did with a brush to soften it. Then I am brightening my inner waterline with a nude eyeliner. And I am going to top everything off with mascara. I'm using Upward Lash by MAC just to blend my natural lashes into the falsies and add some definition to my lower lash line as well. For lips, I am keeping it very soft, very minimal. I'm using the Make Up Forever Aqua Lip Pencil in 22C. And then I'm going to top it off with the Hourglass Nude #1 lipstick directly on top of it. I'm not a huge fan of this formula, but I do like the color. So that is the final look. And this finishes the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!